Hey, this Christmas party is getting a little too quiet. I think it's time we liven it up with my favorite Christmas gift, Mr. Microphone. Hey, what's that? Well, you set the dial on your FM radio and testing. I'm on the radio.
These kids are having a fabulous time with Mr. Microphone, the cordless microphone that actually puts your voice on the radio. There are no attaching wires, so you're free to move around. Broadcast over any FM car radio.
Hey, good looking. We'll be back to pick you up later.
Professional entertainers use Mr. Microphone for rehearsing.
I got one.
I got one.
I got one.
I got one. I got one. I got one. I got a Mr. Microphone and I love it.
It's practical and great fun for the whole family. Only $17.88.
To order, call 1-800-528-6600. Use your Visa or MasterCard. Call 1-800-528-6600 right now.
Happy anniversary of the Great Radio TV Experiment. This is officially 9 years of us doing absolutely nothing for a little bit of time on the computer. It used to be every other week or so. Now it's every other month or so. So,
yeah,
or so.
To put some perspective on it. This was the thing that I did. That one of the things that I was suggesting to my wife as a distraction when Alex was an infant. She was just recently born in February of 2000. She was less than 6 months old, right? No, she was just over 6 months old, and Vicky said, "Well, why don't you go out and do something?" And I said, "Well, how about if I do this?" And, so now Alex, who was a mere infant when this thing began, is drinking coffee and currently upstairs reading the Harry Potter books. So, just odd. And Jeff was, did you start out the show employed, Jeff?
I would have had to if it's only been 9 years. Yeah, I just was there, it was 10 years last fall.
Oh, okay. Because I still remember a time. I still remember the conversation. Hey, I might go take the test for the post office. I remember that.
No, I never told you about that. Never said.
Yeah, he just did it.
He just
did it.
I
remember you.
Nope.
He told us afterwards. He told us afterwards.
Maybe that was it. That was it.
No,
I'm going to work at the post office.
That's
you
what it
got
was.
it. Yeah.
After I got the job, I told you. Yeah. Well, it was a job I could get by taking a test and not doing anything, resume or interview wise. So I figured, what the fuck? I'll give it a shot.
That wasn't a Robert Townsend thing, was it? That wasn't. You didn't just see "I'm going to get you, sucker," and the last line of the movie is, "There's always work at the post office."
Yeah, no, there isn't work at the post office. Let me tell you. No, they sent out a mailing. Irony, I think. They sent out a mailing and said, "Hey, come take the test." Okay, I got nothing going on that day.
Dude, that's the same mailing that I think in the same envelope, they also send you the one for the military. You could have ended up in the military.
Sure.
Your public service exams.
Yeah.
You know what? Over here, oddly enough, the public service exams, they're starting to have a push, a weird, strange push here, and not undisguisedly taking advantage of the fact that the economy is in shambles. They're starting to have a push here for people to be in MI5. Hey, would you like to be involved in domestic and international surveillance? You don't need to speak other languages or even have a university degree. If you think it might be fun to follow someone around all day, then give us a call. So,
one of
the local paper.
One of our security agencies was doing something very similar last summer.
Yeah.
CIA, FBI, I forget which one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It had to be the CIA. The FBI has always had a hard-on about who they hire.
Yeah, and the border's always hiring.
Yeah.
So, speaking of which, Maurice was when last we talked, I think Maurice was transitioning from one country to another again.
We're losing you, Tom. Come back to us. Walk
closer
to the
mic.
Sorry. I was always conscious of that breathing thing.
You should be the conscious of the we can't hear you thing.
Oh, no. When last we spoke, Maurice was transitioning from one country to another. So this only begs us to ask, you've not ended up working for one of the security agencies, have you?
No.
No, okay.
No, I'm actually still looking right now for a permanent position.
You're still between things.
Yes.
You're still exploring opportunities, as it were. But you're headed back more towards Chicago as a basis of operation.
Yes. I'm in Chicago, and I will be in Chicago for a while, definitely
for the foreseeable future. So, speaking of Chicago, I noticed with Vicky, and she was asking me about the show tonight. She's like, "Oh, what are you going to talk about?" I said, "You know what? I'm actually going to beg Maurice and Jeff for just for some news, like a news overview, because there was this weird time in the UK where we would get ass loads of news from America, like just scads of news." And I think it might have been the fact that everybody's attention was on the election and then other stuff got dragged along. It was sort of like a coattails thing. But now, now there's no election and things are settling down, I guess, other than the whole economic disaster thing. And we both noticed that we're not getting any real news about America anymore. It seems like it's kind of like, for example, we're not noticing that people are being shot, in schools and stuff until easily 24 hours later. Whereas before, we would have been right on top of that. So, is there anything going on in the States? Anything of import?
Is it just
the latest is that John has been seeing all the pictures of him partying with young college co-eds while Kate was home with the 8 kids, and now they're saying John is living with his mother and wants a divorce. I'm sorry, I get all my news from the tabloids at work.
Wait.
Who's
John?
Is that the John and Kate plus 8 TV reality show?
Yes.
Wait a minute, that's a show?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, see,
it's
it was something special until we had the Octomom. Don't get me started on the fucking Octomom.
Don't get me started either. Let's not.
What the fuck? I do want to say something about it. Why does everything have to have a name now? She's a person. Yeah. She's not an Octomom.
She's a sponge. She's a mooch.
Well, that too, but
yeah,
she's. I mean, we've said it before here on the Great Radio Tiki Experience. I mean,
could you actually repeat that? I lost you there for a sec, Tom. I don't know.
Times flies. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
She's batshit crazy, is what he.
Okay. That's that. Oh, yeah. I missed batshit crazy. For some reason, I just went silent for a sec.
The John and Kate plus 8 is another fertility treatment. Mishap. But the parents had a little bit of personality, so they got a.
Well, and they didn't all come at once, right?
Right.
There was.
I think
they had
4.
multiple attempts or something.
2 sets of triplets or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
And there you got a show on one of the women's networks, sure,
Oh.
Networks the chicks watch.
So wait, now he's cheating on her. He's got 8 babies at home that are, he's got 8 test tube babies at home and he's cheating on her. Is that the deal?
That's what the tabloids say. If you've ever watched the show, which, I've walked through the living room time or 3 while it's been on, she's a bit of a bitch.
Oh.
If you've ever watched the show and are male, I don't think you can blame the gentleman.
Oh, okay. Of course, she's the one at home with 8 babies. But,
what part of the country are they from?
Stupidville, I don't know.
Oh, okay. So it's not like obviously California or.
Because
in most parts of the country, the male would not want 8 children. I mean, that's most parts of the country.
Right.
I got to
So-
tell you, I can't think of anybody that would want 8 of anything.
You know, I can
children
see like
at
in
once.
Utah, you know, maybe various farming areas of the country, but that's about it.
What he's trying
Sure,
to say.
because you got 3 wives to take care of your 8 kids, so that's fine.
Yeah.
It's the churchy, be fruitful and multiply kind of.
Right,
You know.
and I don't think they're that sort of people. So it's,
No, it was.
So the 8 was probably her idea, having that many children.
No, it wasn't her idea. It was a fertility treatment.
Yeah, but I mean, they could have stopped it, but they had like 5, and then they went again.
Wiki it if you
or
want.
something like that.
I don't.
Well,
I don't know. I don't care. I brought it up, and I don't care.
See, but my news blackout is so complete that I didn't even know this existed.
Oh, it's like in its 3rd season.
Yeah, it's a reality show. So I mean, it's not really news. It's a reality show.
No, it's.
I had somebody come up to me. I had somebody come up to me and ask me, "What do you think about this Bachelor thing?" And I went, "What are you talking about?" "Oh, there's some big row," and that's what we say here, big row.
Yes.
There's some big row in America about The Bachelor and how it ended.
Yeah.
And I said, "Is that one of those shows?" They said, "Oh, yeah, it's sort of like," and they mentioned some British show. And I said, "Yeah, I didn't really follow those shows when I was there, and now it really seems like I'm not catching any news from there anymore, so I didn't even know, A, that it was on, and B, that there was a row."
Yeah, well, the Bachelor deal smacks of the producers like going for ratings. I mean, like, it's now obvious that they are now manipulating the whole show. Like, from what happened with what happened there, I didn't even see what happened, but from what I've heard, it's now obvious to me that they're now manipulating the shows, like, really horribly.
The dude said they kind of suggested that he do that.
So there you go. See, yeah, the Bachelor guy himself admitted it. So,
yeah.
Okay, again, don't wish to cause you have to relive anything painful. but what was the
Bachelor guy picked the Bachelor guy picked a girl, and then a week later or something, he like tells her it's not going to work out, and he goes and picks a different girl that he had previously turned down. But the thing is, they had a special show for him to tell her that he was dumping her.
Oh, that does seem horror-like. But my question is, doesn't that show operate on the premise of once you ask someone to marry you, it ends? How did it come back on to have all this extra shit?
Well,
special show.
Producers.
Oh, special show.
Producers,
special show.
yeah.
Of course.
And the producers getting ratings and shit.
So it's not like he had a girlfriend or something to begin with, and then went on The Bachelor, and then said, "Oh, I love my Bachelor choice so much that I'm gonna dump you." It's not like he was a jerk to a pre-existing girlfriend. Is that what it was? Because I don't know.
No,
I don't know a dick about this.
It's Tom. The show was on when you still lived in this country.
I remember The Bachelor.
Okay, it starts off.
The Bachelor as a show.
With the dude and 20 chicks, and
they're all trying to jump his bones.
As the show goes on, he cuts and cuts and cuts until they're down to the last 2. He picked chick A, and then at some point, gave her the ring, said, "Will you marry me?" All that crap, and then at some point, a few days later, said, "Yeah, I changed my mind. I'm going to go with chick B."
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you know what? My wife has just come into the room to tell me that I'm an idiot of some sort as well. Hang on 1 second.
Why? Because she knew about it?
I think she knew about it. Hang on 1 second. Hang on. Oh, and you guys wish her luck on her marathon tomorrow. Hang on 1 second. Hang on. Here.
Yes, this is
great radio. Hey, Vicky.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Oh, finally someone with some talent.
Some talent, oh yes.
What marathon are you running tomorrow, Vicky?
Actually, it's just a half marathon.
Oh, half?
You can only do things halfways.
She's running what marathon do you think?
Well, I don't know. Is there a London marathon or something?
There is a London marathon.
But is that what you're running tomorrow?
I'm actually running the Brentwood half marathon.
The Brentwood half marathon.
The world
Yeah.
famous Brentwood.
Right.
So all of you folks that will be out there for
Launching
the
pad to marathon greatness.
Yes, it's the step, the first step on the way to not winning. But hey, no. And actually, I don't know why Tom had to hand me the headphones.
Apparently, you're going to call him an idiot for not knowing what The Bachelor was. Just play into his little sick,
Oh.
so he can get on with
Well,
things.
we all know he's an idiot, but I know nothing about The Bachelor. I was merely trying to point out that the reason why he doesn't know anything about what's going on is because he doesn't have Steve to listen to anymore.
See, well, there you go. See, again, you're the smart one, and he's the idiot.
Thank you very much, Maurice. I love
luck.
you guys. Bye.
Bye, Vicky.
Oh, she totally nailed it. That's what it is. You know what? I've completely switched to Radio 1 now. I'm basically, by the way, if you guys get a chance, highly recommend you listen to the Chris Moyles podcast. I'm telling you guys, if you love Chicago radio from the, do you remember, well, this is going to sound weird. If you remember a time that B96 had amusing DJs and music?
No, I don't remember either. Actually.
I don't think that ever happened.
It would have been about the time that Maurice and I would have been 11, 12, so that would have made Jeff 9, 10,
That's
somewhere in there.
like when Eddie and Jobo first started. And
It was
who are, by the way,
guys-
still on the radio somehow.
No, they're gone, aren't
They're
they?
gone.
They were fired.
Oh, are they?
Were fired.
Why are they still
Yeah, they were
doing
fired
commercials in
from-
Chicago then?
Good agents.
I think they're famous for being fired, actually.
I mean,
That's the
just
thing.
saw a commercial. They're doing insurance commercials in Chicago.
Yeah. They're actually. This is the one thing I do know is they're famous, like Steve. Strangely enough, they were fired. They were all fired by CBS Radio, and CBS Radio is firing. Like they're doing this in Los Angeles and they're doing New York as well. But all these like heavy duty personalities had huge contracts that they can't get out of. We're talking about multiple years that CBS has to pay these people millions and millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So CBS basically said, well, it's actually better because now it goes in a different section of our accounting. You know, it's an accounting loss rather than salary that goes out. Blah, blah, blah. So anyway, all these people like Eddie and Bobo and Steve, they're all famous for basically being fired but still getting paid an insane amount of money. And it's happening in Los Angeles as well. So that's why you're going to see them doing these weird things. Like you'll probably also see Steve do a podcast of some sort for AOL relatively soon. Because AOL owned by CBS, et cetera, et cetera.
Uh-huh.
So, but anyway, I was recommending Chris Moyles. And this is for everyone else, Radio Tiki listeners as well. I got to tell you, it's Chicago radio from 15 years or so ago as far as style goes. They think that they're bold and cutting edge because they say the word poop once in a while. But poop. But
man, we've been doing that for 9 years.
Yeah, we've had poop going for forever. Whoa.
To the door.
What was that?
What the fuck was that? Oh, all right. Wait, I have to apologize. That was me. I'm sorry.
You dick.
I know. You know what that was? First of all, I'm not all that comfortable with the automated downloading of MP3 technology. Like I always just went out and searched for what I wanted and downloaded it. And so I've recently put on a generic RSS reader that goes out and gets my things. And sometimes I forget that it's there. And my RSS thing just told me that Wait, Don't Tell Me on NPR is now available for download. Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so if you get a chance, Chris Moyles, Radio 1, he's the breakfast man on Radio 1, and the show is damn funny. It is the damn funny show. You get a good flavor for it from the podcast, but they in typical BBC fashion, the podcast is a 40-minute breakdown or so of the week's show. You get more stuff from the regular show easily. So, and the regular show is available every day on the iPlayer. You don't have to be up at midnight, Chicago time to listen to the 6:30 a.m. breakfast show. You can just catch it anytime. Also, for those of you that are XM radio listeners, BBC One, Radio 1 has its own channel on XM Sirius, and you can just catch that anytime you want. So there, the unpaid commercial is over. However, I will say that Vicky is right. I think my news blackout is associated right with the fact that I don't listen to anything associated with Chicago anymore.
There you go.
I'm positive that if I was listening to something from the States, I would have known about this Bachelor shit.
See, that's why when I was in Canada, I watched WGN News at 9. Just so I kept in touch. Yeah, of course, for you, that's like 3 a.m. or something.
No, it's not even that. I mean, I have the capability of time shifting things, I suppose. But my American news outlets here, there's two. I have Fox and I have CNN. And
Fox and CNN. And yeah. Like, why would you want to?
I used to respect CNN. Remember when we used to sit up and watch Gordon Brown?
Yeah.
Or not Gordon Brown. Gordon Brown's the prime minister over here. Wait, Gordon Graham.
Golden Graham. Mr. Golden Graham.
That's right. We watched CNN, and we weren't even watching proper CNN. We were watching CNN headline news, and we'd let that shit loop every half hour.
Dude, that'll drive you nuts.
8 hours straight. No, when Jeff, Joe, Chris, and I lived together in that 2-level townhousey apartment, CNN headline news was on all the time. Like it would get to be 11 p.m. midnight in Atlanta. It'd get to be midnight in Atlanta, and we knew that Gordo would show up half geezed and start reading the news. Oh, Gordon Graham. Jeff would be wandering around in his red bathrobe, hitting a golf ball. None of us doing any actual work.
Those were good times.
It was like the set of MASH. I don't know what. And it might be that I'm a little bit gay. I don't know, but just my vision is Jeff with his like hairy Jeff legs in his bathrobe, wandering around with a putter.
Yep.
Upstairs on the upper level, trying to keep the ball from going down the spiral staircase.
Yep.
That was while CNN headline news was on.
Hey, Gordo wasn't the only one half geezed in those days, okay there?
Well, you get home, you push down a burrito. It's 1 a.m. You put the burrito down your gullet. What do you got on the TV? Little Gordon Graham, CNN headline news. Oh, and who was that other chick on headline news? The one that had a gun.
Lynn Russell,
because she was a cop. No, she was a detective.
No, she just was a nut.
I thought she in her non-CNN time she was a private detective of some sort. Maybe. Baby got a gun. I tried, and she had those like spooky whatever happened to Baby Jane eyes, those big Betty Davis eyes.
So
your CNN point is well taken because the hours from like 4 to like 8 are now, gossip and talk and
situation room.
Well, it goes from Wolf Blitzer into like a Nancy Grace into a Jane Velez Mitchell. Just people you want to slap. People who need slapping.
CNN isn't objective to me anymore. I don't even know what they are though, because I used to think that Fox is just evil, and MSNBC was a little bit too far on the other side. So I thought CNN's right there in the middle, but it's almost like CNN is a joke of itself. The hologram thing during the elections, Wolf Blitzer in general. It seems like it's a caricature of itself or a joke of itself. It's almost like its own parody. And maybe I watched too much Jon Stewart, but what were you going to say, Maurice? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, you may not have been getting news from America, but we've been getting news from England.
Oh, yeah? What are you getting?
Michael Jackson news.
Oh, of course.
I wanted to ask you, was it a big deal there?
It was a huge
It was,
deal,
really?
yeah. Actually, yeah,
that's nuts.
huge...
I didn't realize England liked Michael Jackson that much.
Oh, yeah.
But apparently they do.
The thing is, over here is where all that awkward news stuff either didn't make it or has been filtered down.
Yeah, apparently,
people don't really care or notice or choose to. The Brits are really good at ignoring awkward things. Like, oh, don't look at that masturbating gorilla in the corner. Don't worry about that. Nothing's happening. Please, let's have a tea. So meanwhile, there's an 800-pound gorilla jacking off in the corner, and you just sit there. You just sit there and go, well, we're just not going to talk about that right now. We're fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, have you seen the weather? Oh, bloody awful it is,
Rain, and more rain.
Oh, but we might get a touch of sun. No, please don't mind the gorilla. No, please think nothing of it. I didn't even notice. Did you have a gorilla there? Yes, and he sometimes whacks off. Sorry, So you get a casual mention of the awkward thing.
Yeah, don't mind your step. Don't slip in it.
Mind it. Oh, bother, the gorilla. See, you know what? I think that might be. I think that's it. I think that's what it is about the Brits. They're so stalwart. They're a strong people. They get bombed and they carry on and they don't let the terrorism and things bother them the way it bothers Americans. But I think it's all because they would ignore the masturbating gorilla. I think that's what it is. So, yeah, Michael Jackson comes in, and there's like a 2-day lead up to Michael Jackson might be making an announcement. Michael Jackson is coming in here from Dubai, and he's going to be at the O2 Center. Make sure you're there. And there are grown men.
Yes.
I mean,
that was the scary
seeing
like 30 and 40-year-old men like crying over Michael Jackson being there. Like, what the hell?
It's as if the three of us got up, went over to the O2 Center, it's a big concert center, and got ourselves all worked up into a tizzy and started like either crying or, doing the woo, woo, woo for Michael Jackson, because these were the dudes that were there. These were the guys. Yeah, there was your typical Michael Jackson cadre of fat chicks. It seems like Michael always he always seems to have a cadre of fat chicks that he's the greatest artist in the world.
That's why he likes to go to Japan, because the girls there aren't fat.
That's right. So you did have your big, your obligatory fat chicks, but I was uncomfortable with the number of grown men that were in an emotional state over that Michael Jackson, A, was saying this is it, and B, he's choosing London to be it. Nobody else sat back and went, looks like Michael probably could use the money.
Yeah, that's basically what they're saying here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he could use a few dollars. Well, I missed you there. I'm sorry. What?
No, we all kind of dropped out. Nobody said anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So the tickets are £65 face value.
Wow.
And they all sold out in an hour.
Wow. Wait. So how many shows?
I don't know this.
I thought I had heard 50, but that can't be true.
No, 50 was going to be the original price of the tickets, and then it went to 65.
Okay. So I guess it's then. I thought I had also heard 2 shows, so I'm like, well, two probably sounds right.
That I think is accurate. I think it is 2 shows, but it's just like any other thing. If we have these 2 shows that sold out,
that's true. They sell out quickly. Yeah, they'll add more shows. Yeah.
He's got some dates open on the calendar after those 2 shows.
They did that with the Elton John. Who's playing with them at Wrigley Field?
Billy Joel.
Elton John, Billy Joel. They had 1 show, they sold out, so they're having another.
They're letting Elton. See, this is what I don't know. They're letting Elton John and Billy Joel play in Wrigley Field.
Oh yeah. It's like the huge show of the year in Chicago.
They've gotten permission for a very limited set number of shows in Wrigley Field now per year.
Well, I guess which is under so well.
Yeah, it did that well. Well, it's under debate now because they had originally agreed to 2 shows, but because they had another show planned, I think. Oh no.
The problem with the other one, the
Rascal Flatts show or whatever.
Yeah. There's your progression, Tom. Police, Elton John, Billy Joel, Rascal Flatts.
Oh. You know what? That is one thing I don't get here. I don't get a lot of country music anymore. Thank the fucking Lord.
The Rascal Flatts show was scheduled to conflict with some Southport community event, so they're all busy about that.
Oh, you don't want to mess with the Southport flower people,
like the local block party or something.
Yeah.
Something about that large. Oh, can't do that.
Then there was also the deal. They said they had the quote the residents had said oh well, we only agreed to 2 shows in Wrigley Field, and now you have 2 Elton John shows there. We can't have the Rascal Flatts because that would be a 3rd show. And then the Cubs came back and said, or either Ticketmaster or the Cubs came back and said, well, when you look at who bought tickets for the Elton John show, 50% of them are people that live within 10 blocks of Wrigley Field. So it's it's not like it's not like the residents aren't going to the show. They're going to the show. They want the show.
It's not like you guys got screwed. You know what? Don't worry about that night because apparently none of y'all are going to be home.
Yeah.
I don't want to come down on the side of anybody that lives in the neighborhood because they tend to be a bit of annoying and whiny. But anything that defeats Rascal Flatts, I'm all for. Okay, so Wrigleyville Resident Chamber of Commerce, whatever be damned, they defeated Rascal Flatts from playing a date in Chicago and in a well-beloved stadium. Bravo. You know what? The Beatles played Comiskey. Police played Wrigley Field. Elton John, I'll give him his props. Billy Joel, I'll give him his props. I don't want it going to, like Jeff said, your scale of progression. I don't want it going to Rascal Flatts.
Yeah.
Right? If you're gonna screw up the neighborhood, if you're gonna slightly desecrate the purpose of Wrigley Field,
it better be a freaking rock band.
Yeah,
or metal band that'll really desecrate the place.
Led Zeppelin reuniting would be worthy of Wrigley Field.
There you go.
That would work.
Or Kiss. I think a Kiss concert there. Because they'd rock and roll all night.
Trashy people at it. You're gonna get. You will get trashy people.
Yes, they would if you're gonna desecrate the place, you may as well really desecrate the place.
See, unlike the Brits, Maurice and I don't ignore the masturbating gorilla in the corner. Hell no. What's that in the corner? That's the Kiss fucking army jerking off in the corner.
Yeah, and they're getting face makeup all over the place.
Oh God, I hope it's face makeup. Jesus Christ. That stuff comes out black, white, and red. Ah! See, but again, it just goes back to my theme. I didn't know any of this. And it's not like I don't pop in and out of the newspapers online. I do. I check out the Trib online. I regularly read Phil Rosenthal because I'm a media nerd. You'd think that somehow this stuff would be filtering through to me. I only loosely knew that Amy Poehler was no longer on Saturday Night Live, which nearly ended my evening. I know, it was like back in December.
Yeah.
Back in December was her last show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's the kind of thing that would normally ruin my day because Amy Poehler's on my I would leave Vicky list. That I just recently found that out. So I've got to figure out what I'm doing.
You're
wrong,
not even getting
You're
not even getting the new Saturday Night Lives there or something.
No, actually, I have not seen Saturday Night Live, with the exception of when I pop home for visits. No. I've not seen Saturday Night Live since I left.
Really, nothing carries it there.
Nothing carries
Weird.
Saturday Night Live here.
Wow.
In some way, I can understand that because there is so much comedy here. There is 7 or 8.
That's true. Yeah, there are a lot of comedy sort of shows. And things there. Yeah.
Well, even in Canada, think about how many sketch shows were in Canada. There were 4 or 5 regular hour-long sketch shows. Mm-hmm. Because we get CBC here as well. So we get BBC and we get CBC. Mm-hmm. So I'll catch the Canadian stuff once in a while. But there are 7 or 8 sketch shows here. They're certainly smaller in size. Like for example, Little Britain. Little Britain is 2 dudes, but they're filling the same niche as a Saturday Night Live. And there's a number of live comedy shows as well, and then the quiz comms do a little bit of that as well. So, plus I think culturally, Saturday Night Live is so parody specific to the American culture.
That's true too. Yeah.
It might not play here.
Although when they were doing all the Blagojevich stuff, you guys were finding out about that. So.
Again, it was lighter than it could have been, and that's again another thing I don't know about. I've heard that Roland Burris isn't working out or is working out. What?
He's still in there. That's kind of died down. They were trying to get rid of him, and then I haven't really heard anything for a few days. So he's still there. I guess in Illinois they were trying to get support to have another election, a midterm election or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
To seat someone, a permanent candidate. But then the costs and stuff started rolling in and saying, well, it's going to be $50 million to hold this election, and so that kind of died down.
Plus, it would ruin Roland's mausoleum piece. He's already got it spelled out what he did. So, you know what? I've just noticed that over the years, who's kind of taken the role of chief pundit for us? I think Jeff. I think Jeff has been if we had a Morton Kondracki, I think Jeff was in that role. Jeff, as a de facto pundit, what is your interpretation of the Roland Burris situation that Maurice and I are tossing about?
There was a effort to get a special election. It didn't make it out of committee. There's other things going on with the stimulus and all that now, so that it's not a national level story. The next thing you're going to hear about it is the Sangamon County prosecutor is asking for the FBI tapes featuring Burris to see if there's anything prosecutable in perjury charges in his testimony to the impeachment panel.
So the part where he said, I didn't give anybody any money, that's going to come out as being slightly incorrect?
He was asked to raise money. He said he didn't, and he wasn't exactly forthcoming with
he kind of promised he was going to do it, but he didn't actually do it. But or at least apparently, one of his aides or something came out and said that we were going to have to do some favor for Blagojevich, because of this. So it's and he didn't mention that in the first interview, when they were interviewing Burris about, did you have contact with Blagojevich over this, and so yeah.
It all goes back to Illinois not really having a Republican Party that's at all competent. This is their best shot with that, and Pat Quinn coming out and saying, "Yeah, the budget sucks. I'm going to raise taxes." They're probably looking forward to 2010 and try and look for a sweep of both the Senate and the governor's house. If they were smart, that's what they'd be doing.
Yes, yeah, exactly. If they were smart, that's what they'd be doing.
But if you want some more punditry, currently left-leaning blog 538.com puts the Illinois Senate seat at 8th most likely in the nation to switch parties in the next election.
Oh, all right. Only eighth, most likely. See, because I think if you send up that who's the lady missing all of her limbs that every once in a while runs for office in Illinois? What's her name? Helicopter lady. Crashed in a wreck.
She got appointed to something by Obama. Didn't Obama appoint her to some position?
No,
I thought
Blago did.
That's right. Yeah, Blago did in Illinois. That's right. So I guess she could still run then. Yeah.
Tammy Duckworth.
That's it. Tammy Duckworth. If she runs, then and she's a Democrat. If she runs, she'll get that seat.
Well,
because she just barely missed it before.
Yeah, she's in some sort of
parties, and no, she ran for House 5 against Peter Roskam.
Yeah, she was running for House. Yeah,
House 6. I'm sorry.
But I mean, it was close enough on her first go at it, wasn't it?
It was close in the sense that it took them like 5 minutes to call the race for Roskam instead of an insta call when the polls closed.
Right. In a traditionally Republican area, so there you go. Lovely DuPage County.
I will if I could, since we're on this, if I could plug my appearance on Hardball with Chris Matthews, I will be on next Wednesday in the third segment.
See, I knew you were moving toward punditry. I mean, it's your experience with local government.
Yeah.
And in fact, you've dabbled when you were in DuPage. My only question is, now that you're down there in Romeoville, where you could really run roughshod over those idiots, why have you not yet sent out your petition, sir? Local council. I mean, what's the Romeoville Village Council? I'm sure could be easily destroyed by you.
No interest. And it's pretty contentious anyway. Our last mayor was resigned after a DUI. They basically finally caught him enough times that they had to say, "Okay, Fred, we got to actually, give you a ticket this time." And there was an interim mayor appointed. Why do we care about Romeoville politics, and why are you letting me talk about it?
Because it's adorable, and you know what? The listeners, I love them to death. But this activity is my sole link back to the world I came from. So I hope the listeners are entertained. But even if it's just the three of us talking to each other, quite frankly, I want to hear a little bit about Romeoville politics.
It's a highly contended election. There's slates, not just for the mayor, but the mayor and the whole council this time. So now would not be the time to jump in.
Oh, okay.
So here's what's pissing me off.
Jeff's got a beef?
Yeah.
Jeff's beef?
So there are these infomercials. Infomercials are doing really well in the down economy.
Sure. For those of you not familiar, please see earlier archives of Jeff's view on infomercials, such as the colon blow guy.
Oh, Clee Irwin. I still watch him whenever he's on. He's
still on, yeah.
Pumping out new shows, if I may.
As it were.
Well, all the big infomercials now are the make money ones. Either real estate or make money on the internet.
Foreclosures.
Oh, yeah.
Sure,
eBay millions.
Sure.
But this one has been pissing me off for a few shows now. It's still on. Has anybody seen the one for the Snuggie?
Oh yeah, that's like huge. The Snuggie's huge. It's like a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon now.
It's a blanket poncho.
Yeah.
It's a blanket with arms.
So
is this that thing that you sit down on your couch and you put your head through and your arms through, and then you can sit and do like I've seen the picture of the woman doing needlework while she's watching Price is Right.
Yeah.
And this is what pisses me off about this commercial, is that in every product, it is time tested. If you have a product, the product is solving a problem, and the infomercial is showing you the problem that this product is solving. We are to believe that this idiot woman cannot figure out the combination of telephone and blanket. Well, they have it the before in the kind of the grainy black and white, where she's got the blanket on. The phone rings.
And she can't figure out how to answer the phone.
She picks up the phone. The blanket falls off. She fumbles with the phone. And then she has the phone, looks at the phone and does one of those exasperated shoulder shrugs.
Oh, Droppo!
That's what's pissing me off.
Yeah, the Snuggie is a phenomenon.
Oh, it is.
So
It's
the
huge.
Snuggie allows her to stay wrapped in the blanket and answer the phone and continue to watch TV.
Yeah.
Yes, and read to her grandchild, Devil Spawn.
I mean, it's such a phenomenon that last night on the new Jimmy Fallon late night show,
See,
which
that's
Tom,
something else I wanna talk
I
about.
paused there because, Tom probably hasn't seen or heard of it.
No, I actually have been following that little bit of news. I knew that it occurred.
Uh-huh.
I've not seen any reviews. Conan doesn't start until June, right?
Right. That's the part that pisses me off. That Leno's still in his fucking slot, and we don't get Conan for 3 months or whatever.
Well, let Conan make something new out of that slot, because Jay Leno needs to die. I hate Jay Leno.
Well, the problem is he's moving to not 9:00 Central, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Good.
Every night.
Less shit for me to have to worry about watching on NBC. That's the way I
Yeah,
look
well,
at
there
it.
you go. Right. Well, there wasn't anything to watch at that time anyway. So
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
ER is ending. So I mean, I wasn't watching ER anymore, but that's pretty much their only show at 9:00 that people were actually still watching.
Yeah.
So since
they
that's
give-
ending,
they're giving up on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So really, it's that's great. That time slot is dead to me, anyways. I just watch news.
It's dead to me.
I
Dead to me.
just watch 9:00 news at that point. So I don't really give a shit. Move him there, because then he won't be in my way.
Man, I'm telling you, you guys, America is ripe for quiz comms. I mean, they cost nothing to make. You put up 4 stand-up comedians, you ask them questions, you let them riff, it's done. I mean, they were doing this shit for us years ago on MST3K. You know what? Except now what they do is they play newsreels. You put up a newsreel of Gordon Brown or Prime Minister or some world leader doing something stupid, and then you riff on it for 20 minutes. Fucking brilliant. Brilliant. Put that on at 9:00. Sorry. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox for a moment. You were saying about Jimmy Fallon?
I had just briefly brought that up, but yeah, so far it's pretty decent. He's still getting his. I was relating to Snuggie because last night he gave everyone in the audience a Snuggie. He was doing a bit called Shared Experience. So he gave everyone a really sour gobstopper. And he told everyone to do, to put in their mouth at once. So it was then he's panning the audience and showing everyone going, ugh, the sour face. And then a few minutes later, he just said, okay, everyone take out your Snuggie. And they all put a Snuggie on, and he had a Snuggie on, and his band had a Snuggie on.
I gotta tell you, that's not a bad comedy concept.
Yeah, it was actually fairly funny.
From my nerdish, almost obsessive academic study of comedy, I have to tell you, I think that might not be a bad way to go. Because what he's doing is he's very subtly making fun of Oprah, first of all. He's making fun of Oprah. He's calling attention to what Jeff did a few moments ago. Not because of Jeff, but what Jeff was bringing up, the fact that this thing is huge in the States, this Snuggie thing. And then the whole do it all at once and let's put the camera on your faces, the shared experience thing, that's brilliant. I mean, it's almost Milgram 7. We do what we're told. Put the sour ball in your mouth and let's look and see what you do. And everybody waits, the camera's on them, and then boom.
Yeah, I was actually surprised it seemed like everyone did it. And with the Snuggie, everyone did it. And then Tracy Morgan came out, and only one person had taken their Snuggie off, and Tracy Morgan pointed him out. He's like, "Hey, that dude's not wearing his Snuggie." Because he gave Tracy Morgan one too. So Tracy Morgan's sitting there, doing the interview, and he's wearing his Snuggie. It was funny.
Now, does the Snuggie, is it just a blanket with slits, or does it have
No,
arms?
it's got arms. It's actually got arms you put your arms into.
All right, I don't know.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm like a black Obi-Wan Kenobi. It was Tracy Morgan's reaction when he had it on.
Oh, is this the start of robes and tunics? Because I've been waiting for this age.
Yeah, you were ahead of your time, Tom. With that coat.
I've been wearing. That's right. I've been wearing robes and tunics for years.
Yeah, that thing, that awful thing we made fun of you incessantly over.
Which by the way, is with me here in the UK. And
well, see, the thing is, you can wear that in England, and no one's gonna say anything because they're just gonna. Because, like you said, he'd be like, "Oh, ignore the man in the corner with his robe or tunic on. Ignore the druid in the corner."
Oh dear, we have to ignore that man in the jacket. Let's look at the masturbating monkey.
God, is it the man or the monkey? The man. I'm looking at the monkey. Here, the thing is, it not only is it here with me in the UK, it's within reach. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh no!
I have. If my webcam was working, I would take out my quote unquote new fall coat. So y'all go to hell.
Yeah, and the thing is, you could probably wear that all year there because of the it's kind of chilly almost every day, right?
Yeah, it's never too cold and it's never too hot. I could wear my new fall coat all the time.
Oh, jeez.
When did I wear it last? I wore it to Warwick Castle. Warwick Castle was having a medieval day for the kids, so
Did people come up to you and ask you if you worked there?
They asked me They asked me where things were.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They thought you worked
They didn't ask
there.
if I worked there. They just said, "Where's this?" And I went, "Oh, I think it's back there."
Yeah. They thought you worked there.
Yeah. Oh, are you from America? Yeah. Are you here all summer? No, I live here. I like it. What, are you just here for the summer? No, I live here. It's cool. Bathrooms are over there, baby. You know what? Should we? We've been on about an hour. Should we take a little break? Come back and we'll do a little email and go through. We don't have tons of it, but we've got a few things to go through from the last show. Does that sound good? Or
sure. Actually, one more thing. I want to bring up one more thing, like a news type thing, just to kind of put closure on this news that you may not have heard of. So
there's loads of it, Maurice.
Just because I found it an interesting story myself. Desmond Tutu, the Bishop Desmond Tutu, was in Chicago.
Yes.
And he was here because apparently there's a lot of this year there's been a lot of violence in schools, a lot of kids shooting kids and stuff. So he was
in Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh God, yes. This school year alone, it's over 500 kids have been shot.
You're kidding me.
I am not kidding you.
It's crazy.
It's crazy dangerous.
All right, see, we're not going to get to the break now because I got something I want to bring up after this. Go ahead, Maurice.
And so he was here, and Daly's been speaking out against this for a while as well. He's really upset about parents not dealing with their kids and the things getting out of control.
What's wrong with the kids?
And so
your kids are out of control.
Desmond Tutu is here. Yeah, he's on a speaking thing. Talking about hey, everyone, try to keep the peace. Don't shoot each other. Stuff like don't be violent. And so he and Daly are up there, and they get to the question and answer part of the speaking engagement, and the press starts asking Daly questions about some flight or something, about some controversy about he went on some sort of charity flight or something, and they were saying I don't know, I don't even know what the controversy was over, but they were trying to nail him for something. They're trying to be they're trying to corner him into saying he did something wrong or something. And this is in front, and this is a conference about stopping violence and stuff. And he, Daly's obviously upset and embarrassed that they're trying to do something good there, and the press is just trying to drum up some dirt and stuff. So he turns to Desmond to Desmond Tutu and he says, this is how the press are in Chicago. This is how they are. And you could tell, and then Desmond Tutu, he's like, I cannot believe what I'm hearing. You know, he's like, well, I'm here to speak about. He actually said, I cannot believe what I'm hearing. I'm here to speak about about stopping violence, and you guys are trying to you distract our intent from that. He was upset too.
So you've accomplished something if you pissed off Desmond Tutu.
So so they're both standing up there like embarrassed that that the press is trying to use the forum that they had for trying to do something good, for trying to nail Daley for something, and at the end Tutu then turns it into something funny. He's like, he makes the cross at him and he says, I absolve you all for what you did or whatever. It was really funny though when they were leaving. I couldn't believe it myself. It's like you have a Nobel Prize winner standing up there, a Nobel Peace Prize winner standing up there, and you're asking about some stupid, thing where, who cares? Maybe Daley spent some money or that he shouldn't have or something. Whatever. But they're talking about not stopping violence, and you're trying to nail him on a flight, on spending money on a flight or something.
Trib or Sun-Times? It was Trib, wasn't it?
I'm not sure who the reporter was, but it was they didn't say on the news who the reporter was but it was like, it was really, I don't know. I was upset, but I was embarrassed for the city, like that the news reporters would do that in front of someone important trying to do something good.
Someone way more important than that story.
Yeah.
Than that issue. This is by the way, Desmond Tutu's here. Did we want to talk about this now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, and 500, there's been more kids shot in schools this year than any other year, so when you extrapolate it. So it's like we have a big issue here, and you're trying to nail them on some stupid, did he pay for this flight or did he not pay for it or something? I'm not even clear what he was asking.
Without you, I don't have a job. So, Jeff, I know we were talking about not having a drop after the break. We almost should play that because that just bespeaks of the idiocy of the Chicago media. But only if we
play a drop that in 9 years of the show we've never had. Yeah, that would work. Sure.
I thought you had that. I thought you had that.
Nope.
Oh, I'm gonna have to pull it because I've got it here. I'll send it to you. Of course, it's huger than I can deal with right now because it's like 4 meg. Yeah. So it's like 4. Oh, so I was gonna tell you. You guys said that there's all these kids getting shot in Chicago. People here, and I think I've mentioned this on the show before. There's not nearly. I mean, there's a fraction of the gun crime here. I mean, maybe a tenth of what we would see or hear about in the States, because it's really hard to come by a gun in many cases until they get one, and then they go and shoot a British soldier in Belfast or something. But that doesn't stop the kids from killing each other. They do it here with knives, and the thing is, because knives don't accidentally go off in your pocket, and knives aren't big and scary things or big heavy things that weigh down your school bag and stuff. A lot of the kids, many caught with a knife, it's an instant ASBO. It's an instant expulsion here. They'll just carry knives, and so they get a little drink in them, and they will simply slip a knife into each other's belly. And for the most part, people aren't dying on the occasional, we had a fight and somebody got stabbed, but then you see these real horrible things, because everything is closed circuit captured here. I mean, this is the most surveilled country in the world. In fact, I think London is the most surveilled city in the world. On top of it,
Daley wants to do that to Chicago.
Yeah, anything you do here will get caught on camera. They might not have the police to catch you right away. But that, again, is something that I admire about the British. They don't care about catching you in the moment. They'll wait, and they'll study 57 angles of video until they're positive they got you. Then they walk up to your house or your job or your church, and they quietly arrest you and take you away. The trial takes like 2 weeks, and then you're never heard of again. That's the really weird result here. So, like, some kid will get stabbed right outside of a nightclub, and 6 or 7 cameras will catch the stabbing, so that eventually they'll figure out, if they can't see his face, they'll figure out what car he got into or how he left the scene. And then they'll track the car down the road with other cameras, and then they compile all that shit for like 6-7 weeks, and then they go, and finally an arrest was made in the midnight stabbing on January 3rd of such and such individual. That's the weird way that it works. So you still have kids killing each other here, but they deal with it much differently. They will get you. And Daly's sending people tickets in the mail now, right?
More or less.
Yeah, that is happening. Yeah. But yeah, they're mostly, the cameras are mostly to cut down on like violence on the streets as well. But yeah, I mean, they do have the cameras that are catching running red lights and crap like that. But I mean, Daly wants to put a camera at every corner in the city. Like his goal he wants by 2012 to have like a camera on every corner.
I now live in a place where there's a camera on every corner, and at first I was outraged. I'm like, I'm outraged. And the ACLU inside of me says, oh, this shouldn't be. What about my right to privacy? And then I think, out on the street, what is it that I could possibly be doing that I need a right to privacy over? You know, I guess I don't really care. I guess the people that would care are the people that are doing something that they don't want seen anyway. Mm-hmm. So what I worry about is I just turned 38. Am I becoming complacent in my dotage? Am I deciding that, well, I'm okay with cameras on every corner because it doesn't really bother me that they're there if they're serving a good purpose? Because I think 25-year-old Tom would have been railing against this, and I think 38-year-old Tom doesn't really care as long as it doesn't start impinging on my rights. Well, on that bring down, maybe we should take a break.
All right. And there is no drop.
All right. Well, is the song long enough for me to have a comfort break?
3.5 minutes. I'm going to pee too.
Mm-hmm. All right. You're enjoying the Great Radio Tiki Experiment. It is our 9th anniversary edition and the Tom and Maurice birthday special.
Yes.
Happy pre-birthday, Maurice.
And happy post-birthday, Tom.
That's right. And we'll be right back after Jeff plays us a little song.
And I want lots of money. I don't care about clever, I don't care about funny. I want loads of clothes and fuck loads of diamonds. I heard people die while they're trying to find them. And I'll take my clothes off and it will be shameless, cause everyone knows that's how you get famous. I'll look at the sun and I'll look in the mirror. I'm on the right track, yeah, I'm on to a winner. I don't know what's right and what's real anymore. I don't know how I'm meant to feel anymore. When do you think it will all become clear? 'Cause I'm being taken over by the fear. Life's about film stars and less about mothers. It's all about fast cars and cussing each other. But it doesn't matter, cause I'm packing plastic, and that's what makes my life so fucking fantastic. And I am a weapon of massive consumption, and it's not my fault, it's how I'm programmed to function. I look at the sun and I look in the mirror. I'm on the right track, yeah, we're on to a winner. I don't I'm not a saint, but I'm not a sinner. And everything's cool as long as I'm getting thinner. I don't know what's right and what's real anymore. And I don't know how I'm meant to feel anymore. When do you think it will all become clear? 'Cause I'm being taken over by that fear.
Oh, damn you, Jeff.
That was a good song and
Damn you.
nicely appropriate.
Yeah.
Chosen beforehand, by the way.
Really, how the fact that we got into that, and then that was the song, bravo.
Yeah.
And I say damn you because I heard the song start and I went, oh God, I really have to go pee. So like I didn't have a relaxing fun pee. I had to run down the hall. Power pee, and then run back. That Lily Allen song is it's special not only because it's just a great fucking song, but it is officially the first household favorite song. All four of us in the Barkowiak household, all four of us love that song. And in fact, that was part of the reason why I asked my iTunes question earlier this week in our private email, because Alex and Max both said, we need to get the Lily Allen song on our iPod player, and you don't have the CD because I don't own the CD yet. We, whenever it's on in the car, because it's on neutron rotation right now in Radio 1 because it's number, I think it's number 2 in the top 10, with the "Spin My Head Right Round" song being. That's all right. I don't fault them. It's an adorable song, but it doesn't have the sticking power of the Fear.
Yeah, that's what I miss about Chicago radio is a good song like The Fear, nowhere to be found.
You're not getting that on an XRT.
I would be willing to bet that XRT plays it, but XRT you're only to hear every song only once a day if you're lucky.
That's true. Jeff, what were you doing?
Eating. But, yeah, I was gonna ask Herr Maurice where he thought I had heard it from, if not XRT.
I figured you had heard it from XRT, but like I said, you're not. You're gonna get your blues and your classic rock mixed in with this. You're gonna have so you're only going to hear a song like this once a day if you're lucky.
They play it often enough that in my 20-minute drive to work and my half-hour drive home from work, I'll hear it maybe 3 times a week.
That's pretty good.
That's fair. That's fair.
It could be the particular DJ is likes the song.
Have you not heard this before now, Maurice?
Oh, I have heard it. Only a couple times though.
Oh, Maurice. Say that again, Maurice. I lost you.
I have heard it only a couple times though.
Oh, see, yeah, here. Well, first of all, obviously, she makes several references to it in the song. Lily Allen farts, and it makes the news here. That's why that line, the line in the song, "I look at the sun and I look in the mirror." That's not her being ironic. She's referring to the newspapers. And so anything that she does, if she goes out for the evening, her picture's in the paper the next day. So huge news, huge personality here, big star. So this song is everywhere, but it turns out it's just a really good song and a bit of an indictment of really, I think, British pop culture, not pop culture in general, but I think she's kind of making fun of British pop culture, and it's just a great song. It's fantastic.
Speaking of English female singers, this will go back a year or two.
Yeah.
Was that song "Release Me" by Duffy just some sort of horrible mind control experiment, just to see if they could write the worst song by the least talented person they could come up with and still get everybody to play it on the radio?
There are things that happen here, release-wise, with new music that I don't quite understand, and Duffy is one of them.
Boy, that song was awful.
Because the
XRT was playing that every hour.
Mm-hmm.
Every freaking hour they were playing that song.
Terrible. Yeah. Is she on Columbia? Because, isn't XRT owned by CBS now?
Could be.
Which CBS aren't CBS and Columbia?
Yeah.
So
At some point they were. I don't know if they still are.
It could be that she's on Columbia and they're really pushing.
I don't know.
Is that that same girl that did the song about chasing pavement?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Don't know.
She's another one of these surprisingly deep, soulful voices in a body that you wouldn't expect it, like Amy Winehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Amy Winehouse. When I first heard her, I thought Amy Winehouse was a black girl. Before I saw her picture.
When I first heard Amy Winehouse, I thought she sucked too. Turns out I was right.
No, she sucks. In fact, she's her own worst nightmare, to tell you the truth. But the thing is, her voice doesn't match the body. So for a while there, I thought it was one of these. It was going to be like a Milli Vanilli story. Like ha, somebody else was doing it. But there's a similar person here. Should I give up or should I just keep chasing pavement? Anyway, it's really deep, soulful R&B sound from this kind of fat, pale white girl. Again, it's just another one of these weird creations. Like, I think Amy Winehouse is kind of a creation. I think
that's the problem with the music industry. Like, they keep saying, "Oh, it's downloads, it's this, it's that." It's just because there's not enough good music actually being brought to us. There's a lot of creations being brought to us that people just see through and they get tired of.
Well, you know what? I know I've had a bit of a BBC Radio hard on this show, and I apologize for it. But if you check out the website, BBC has two what they call independent music shows, two unsigned artist shows. One that's just all unsigned artists from Scotland, and the other one is unsigned artists from the UK in general. Both of those are podcasts on the BBC Radio site. Check those out. That was where Franz Ferdinand first came around X number of years ago, was on this unsigned show. Katie Tunstall was on this unsigned show a few years back. So they do find the good artists. But you just got to have somebody that's supporting unsigned artists.
Yeah, they're certainly doing a better job of it there than here.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I like about it, especially since I have to directly goddamn well pay for it, there's no commercials on any of these networks, right? Because BBC is basically public television.
Right.
And BBC Radio is the same. If I listen to the morning, the crazy morning zoo, the only break they get is when they play music or they have news. There's no commercials. So, it's very much like Radio Tiki in that way. It's like they need to have some music so somebody can go pee. And I'm laughing about this.
She's buying a stairway to heaven.
Which gives me extra time to wipe. And I laugh about it because I just got my TV license bill today, which actually was £3 lower than I thought it was going to be. I was expecting it to be £142, and it was £139. So hey, yay me! Turns out the £3 rate increase doesn't go into effect until next year. So I had to pay my TV license. And my TV license includes BBC Radio as an extra value add to me, the consumer.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, if I were blind, I could get a TV license for 50%. So instead of $139, it'd be half off. If I have black and white only, if I have a black and white only television.
Good Lord, where are you living?
Well, that's just it. If I were to prove to the BBC that I had only a black and white television, my TV license would be 40 pounds instead of 140. So every once in a while I'll go by a shop. I'll go through the electronics section in the shop, and I'll see a very small black and white TV. I'm like, who the fuck's buying this? And then I remember, that's because some psycho's trying to get a 40-pound TV license and keep his giant 72-inch plasma behemoth hidden somewhere so that when the TV detector van goes by, he only sees the black and white TV sitting somewhere. You also have to prove that if you do have a giant TV that you're not licensed for, that you don't use it for anything other than playing movies. So there are people that will go out and get a little tiny black and white television and get the cheapy TV license, and then they have their TV room, their room with their giant plasma screens. And sure enough, it is only for home theater. But occasionally the cable just accidentally gets switched from the black and white TV to the big giant plasma TV. Bastards. It's just 100 pounds. You paid 6,000 pounds for the fucking television. just pay the 100 pounds. Sorry.
That's okay.
Been a bit soapboxy this evening here on the Great Radio Tiki Experiment. Getting a sip of my beverage. Bit of an activist show this evening.
Yeah.
For all of you that contact us throughout the month, and we're about on a once a month schedule. February is a little bit shorter
ish
of a month, but I want to thank everyone for that contacts us, and especially those that say, "Hey, where the hell is the new show?" We do appreciate that. But just as a friendly reminder for people that pick this up for the first time, because strangely enough, we still do get those. After 9 years, we still get the occasional, "Hey, I've been listening to Radio Tiki for a year. You should have listened to us 2 years ago before, before the disaster struck. It was really good then." But for those of you new to the show, we don't do as good of a job of telling the ways to contact the show. We do have email. It's www.radio. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me try that again. We have email, which is radio@radiotiki.com. That's radio@radiotiki.com. And then we do have the website, www.radiotiki.com. I know a lot of you find us on iTunes and the streaming. I know a lot of people have us through their subscription service, through the RSS feed, and that's brilliant. I do know there's quite a few of you on the Radio Tiki Facebook site. Appreciate that. They always post when there's a new link or a new show up there. I appreciate that. But the website is still there, and that's really your only resource for the old shows. Is the website. Mm-hmm. So if you want to catch any of the old shows, that's the place to go. And I believe that Maurice still strings a few old shows together on the stream.
Yeah, the stream, since our shows are only 2 hours roughly, I put the last 3. So
the last 3 shows are on the stream. Then. All right, good. So check out www.radiotiki.com for past shows, and then you can always email us at radio@radiotiki.com. And it's because we put what?
You were breaking up when you were giving out the email address.
So he added the tiki.com.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Radio at radiotiki.com.
Yes.
What Jeff said. Sadly, because we do have a fairly regular and fairly aged email address, Radio Tiki is subject to loads of spam. So be sure to indicate that you are a listener. If you could somehow put listener mail or something in the subject line, it helps us sift through the spam. Even though we've got spam filters, etc., I'd hate to think that I missed your mail because you put the punchline of your joke in the subject line, which made it look like spam, which has happened to several of you, so please don't do that. But on the subject of spam, I would like to bring up one that we got just this week. In fact, I think we got it yesterday, 2 days ago, Friday the 13th. And the email address is the same as the subject line, which is not unusual for spam. But I don't know if you guys saw this one. Would you like to sell grain dryers?
I saw that one.
Which offer you high earnings. Stop selling more expensive grain dryers and earning less. So I said, obviously this is spam, but I've got to see what this is. It's from Turkey.
Sure.
It's Turkish.
Turkish spam.
Would you like to sell grain dryers which offer you high earnings? If you earn more than we can sell our grain dryer, our company has started production grain dryers in 2007, has been exported to 17 countries in the world. The main countries are Russia, Ukraine, Bulgaria, and Tatarstan, which I didn't know existed. Is there a country named Tatarstan?
There's a lot of...
It's up in that Hush Puppy bill, I think. Yeah.
Oh, you bastard.
You
know, and
I was thinking about some sort of fish thing, too, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was going to be so much better than that, Jeff. I'm embarrassed and disappointed. That is the 800-pound jerking off gorilla.
Yeah, well.
There are a lot of new small countries in the in that region.
It's a industry.
Not that I'm Mr. Map nerd or anything, but you'd think I would have heard of a Tatarstan before. Tatarstan and Romania, these countries are but a few. The reason to sell many countries a large amount in a short time is we have our own features and high capacity in producing grain dryer machines. The best quality can be presented to the cheapest is due. I'm sure that means something. I don't know. Our prices offer you the opportunity to earn big money. European production and quality characteristics in Far Eastern prices which compete with the size without sacrificing the quality of our product. We are offering you, Radio Tiki, to be our dealer in your region. Tico Dryer Company, and this is a letter from the CEO himself, Mr. Erdem Savas, in Turkey, and there's a phone number, and...
What's called by the air?
And not only is there a
wacky call,
it's a genuine Turkish phone number. It's a +90 country code, which is Turkey, and there's real email responses in this. So not only am I getting Erdem Savas's message, I've got his real email address. It's almost like it's spam, but not spam. I feel bad for these guys.
I think it's. The Turkish have proven that U.S. law really doesn't hold sway over them.
Hey, come on, don't be son of a bitch, dude.
So like, it's probably one of those things where, like, yeah, it's probably semi-genuine. They probably really do have a business that has grain dryers. But you probably, you probably have to carry the inventory, so you have to pay them money first, and then when you can't sell them, or if you can't sell them, and you try to give your inventory back to get your money back, they're like, no.
Oh, it's probably one of those deals.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, or it could just be one of those things where, like, well, we have to take your order for the grain dryers, and you never see a grain dryer, and they take all your money and run up charges on whatever.
I could see that being the case as well. Like, oh, I've ordered a grain dryer, but then it accidentally never shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why are you busting balls, dude?
We're having trouble shipping to your area. The ship got caught in Panama Canal.
Don't be a prick. Be fine.
It get there. It get there. You wait.
But there's a genuine email address here, or I'm sorry, a genuine website address: www.graindryer.net. Grain. I'm trying to figure out if anything is misspelled here, other than. No, other than
and they have no reason to hide, because it's like, if they do scam you, there's nothing you can do. Like I said, what is it? That one telecommunications company in Turkey took like $9 billion worth of equipment from Motorola and never paid them for it. So I mean,
hey, fuck you, bro. Hey, we've had a meeting and we've decided, hey, fuck you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think Radio Tiki is going to be getting into the grain dryer business.
No, I don't think so.
Oh God! All right, let me look in the mailbox here.
So you speaking in vaguely Eastern European accents reminds me of your home area there, and completely separate. Did you ever take my advice and find the Anthony Bourdain No Reservations Chicago show?
I couldn't find it.
Oh, that's yet another reason to download iTunes. You can buy it for like $1.
All right, you know what? Let's just put this all on the table. I was debating on whether or not I was going to bring this up on the air, but all right, I will. I'll just put it out there. Embarrassingly enough, I mean, you guys saw what Justine and Dan told me on our private. I didn't know that iTunes had gotten rid of that damn MP4 crap. I have stayed away from iTunes so long because the last time I tried to do anything with iTunes, I couldn't play it on anything except an iTunes playing device. I couldn't do anything with it. I couldn't move it anywhere. Yeah, Jeff?
Maybe I'm just tremendously dense, but the stuff I'm purchasing from iTunes is still coming in proprietary formats. So I don't know if I'm just dumb or if that's just all hype. Maybe you can buy, something from, the Pablo Cruz back catalog in MP3 format. But
okay.
I don't know. Well, I honestly don't know. For example, that Lily Allen song first had to go onto a CD, and that CD had to get ripped.
Oh, okay. Oh.
That's how you've always gotten around it. They let you burn a CD.
Oh, yeah, sure.
If you're fine with, going down a generation in, digital, wow, that really matters. You just rip it on a CD and make a MP3 out of it. It's no big deal.
Well, see, I was always offended at the extra step. Yes, I knew that that's what you could do, and that's what I had to do, etc. But I decided, that was why I never bought an iPod. I got the other brands. I never went with the Zune, but I got the Sansa player, and I've always been very happy with it. In fact, it's still with me now. It rocks. It's excellent. It plays movies and everything. But if I can't get it in MP3 format, I don't want it. Or WMA or whatever. I don't want to deal with anybody else's format. So I ignored iTunes for forever, and so Vicky and the kids were looking for Lily Allen specifically. So I sent out to our Tiki list, who do you guys use, hoping that there'd be something sort of like Napster-like, but that I could subscribe to. I don't mind paying. I will pay, but I didn't want to go down the iTunes route because of the proprietary crap. But then I had heard from our friends that, you can get it as MP3 or WMA. And now Jeff is saying that that's not true. So,
well, I don't know if it's not true. It's just I haven't figured out how yet. And it's not really an issue with me, so I haven't investigated it at all.
Yeah,
Maurice, help a brother out. I got a hard-on about this right now.
See, I'm one of those people that enjoys albums. So, buying songs individually in a digital format has not interested me in the least ever. So I never really looked into it. When I'm listening to music on the computer, it's usually stuff that I've ripped myself.
Well, almost everything on my computer is either stuff that I've gotten from podcast sites, or stuff that I've ripped myself, which is fine. I will go out and buy the CD and then rip it. Got no problem with that. The problem I have is, and it's coming soon, I would say 24, 36 months tops, not going to be able to get CDs anymore of the new album. And I'm starting to see it in places like Germany and the Netherlands, which is an odd place for it to start. But now if I go into the HMV which is a music store here, if I go into the music store in Dusseldorf Airport, all I can do is buy downloadable versions of the songs. There are no CDs to be bought. I can maybe get concert DVDs, but if I want music, I have to get it. I have to get it from them, and they say, "Oh, convenient download area. Plug your iPod in here." You know, and that's adorable, but that's not what I want, and not the way I want to buy music. So, for someone like you, Maurice, you're going to end up stuck soon, and therefore, I need a service.
Well, we'll see. In the U.S., the record companies are really staunch and slow. So, I mean, it will take them, if they do decide to go completely digital, it will take a long time for them to do it, if they ever decide to do it. But they prefer, in the U.S., to sell the packaged CD, because, I mean, they make more money that way.
Well, I would still want to buy CDs, with the exception of after 10 years or so or 15 years of buying CDs, I've got too damn many.
Mm-hmm.
I'm run out of space, so I wouldn't mind having some digital resource as well, because there's too damn many.
That is a good
CDs.
point. Yeah, that is a good point.
You know, and like I use my copy of Def Leppard's Hysteria as an example, because it is one of the ones that is rapidly approaching the 20-year mark in age. In fact, I think it's 20 plus years as far as a CD. It is still the CD that I bought at the time, and the scratches on the back of it are a beautiful mosaic that if one stares at it, you can see a 3D image of a clipper ship inside of it. However, I needed to rip that and get it put away somewhere because it's no longer going to begin to function. And it's still in a stack of hundreds of other CDs that I either don't have room for or don't have the case for or whatever, and they're just ending up ruined and lost, and I can't rip them all, at least not right now. So I'm missing out on new stuff, because the other thing is with my pile of hundreds of CDs, I go, well, I'll just listen to some of the shit I got. I'm not going to get anything new. But then I miss out on things like the new Lily Allen album and other things. So I'm stuck, and I need a service, and I need a service that isn't proprietary, because I want to be able to download MP3s specifically. I will pay 50p or $1 or whatever it is they cost, but I need a service. And Jeff is now alarming me because I thought that problem was solved. So now I've got to go back and
might be. I mean, you can go to a website and read, can't you, without downloading anything or committing, you know.
Jeff, I'm American. I don't do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, if the stores in Europe are doing, convenient download to your device, then it's likely that it's available to any device, because they don't want to exclude or piss people off. So
No, they do. Maurice, they absolutely do.
Oh, they do?
iPod is everywhere. Yeah, I cannot buy devices that don't hook up to iPod. And the difference is, again, if I compare my Sansa player to an iPod, the connection to the computer is virtually the same, except there's a little plastic nub on the side of the iPod connection that doesn't allow my device to plug into it. So all these devices that say iPod or MP3 player, like you could plug it in and it's a clock radio, or it's a speaker, or it's a recharge device, my thing does not fit into it, nor does a Zune player, nor does the Creative Media player fit into it. And that's all over here in Europe. There's tons of devices that you can plug your iPod into. I mean, they've got toasters, and I'm not doing that for comedy. They've got toasters that have speakers on the side of them that you can plug your fucking iPod into while you're sitting there in the morning at the kitchen table. So, because a lot of people put their toaster on the kitchen table, and they go, so it's a toaster, speaker, and iPod charger. I'm not fucking with you. It's there, but I can't get it to. I can't plug in my device to it. So, and you can get it in designer colors: hot pink, green, blue. Klondike Brown.
Anyway, 2 points here. Number one, I had some of the same reservations about the iPod. Then I got an iPod, and I quickly forgot about those reservations because the iPod is a really nice device. Number two, if you're looking for a sort of shady, maybe under the table service, it's just
is this something for off air?
No, this is just a generality. It's just as easy to find a shady under the table program where somebody's hacked the proprietary format, will convert all of your proprietary format stuff into MP3s or whatever you want.
Okay.
That kind of thing is out there. And,
that's true.
So for the convenience of having the thing that, is about the only thing you can use, the hurdles that you have are easily leaped.
I know. And actually, it's like I said, it's only recently become a problem because my children and wife now all possess MP3 playing devices, and they want more music. They require more music now. Yeah. It was fine when I was the only person in the household who possessed technology, but now the other natives have gotten the technology, and now they want it, and they want more on their technology, so it's become a problem for me.
Yeah.
So,
with a little creativity, it really isn't.
Fair enough. I accept that. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Let's see. We got a little something here from Riptor. Tom, happy birthday. Where in the Christ are you mirth burglars these days? You know what? I actually communicate with Riptor on Facebook. Quite a few Radio Tiki listeners on Facebook talking with me, and I appreciate that. Jersey City Frankie, Riptor, Jessica Caps, her brother. I always screw up his name, and it's Poops McGee. There we go. A lot of regular Radio Tiki listeners on Facebook that communicate with me. And for years, I thought that Riptor, because of his Boston accent and Boston affiliations, was like a Matt Damon kind of dude. And you know what? It turns out I was right. He's got Matt Damon about him. He's got a little Matt Damon about him. So, but yeah, thank you for the birthday wishes, Riptor. And here is the show. The show, we're doing it right now. So, let's see. Beaver Fever. Oh, nope. Sorry, I did that one. Why do I still have that? I thought I dumped these this time. Let me just move further through my box here. There we are. Hello, Tikis. Very good to hear from you. It's from listener Snappy. Very good to hear from you guys in Q1 of 2009. Hopefully this is a sign of monthly shows. Well, certainly. Certainly it's still Q1 of 2009, isn't it?
Yes.
March. Yeah, we're still Q1. Yeah, we're good. We're good. You've had 2 shows Q1 of 2009. That's fine. Let me just tell you and the fellow listeners, internet dating isn't all that it's cracked up to be. Most girls, women that I've run into use photos that are at least 5 years old, or if they are attractive, they are batshit crazy. He says bumfuck, but that I'm uncomfortable saying bumfuck crazy as opposed to batshit crazy. Not because I'm uncomfortable saying bumfuck itself, but bumfuck, it conjures up images of trailers and rusted tricycles, whereas batshit gives me that Sean glue James Woods' dick to the side of his legs kind of crazy. That's the anyway, I digress. Let me tell you, the Cougars are on the prowl here in the South, at least around Birmingham.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, wait, and I shouldn't say Birmingham. I should say Birmingham. There we go. Tom, you would be in your kink box here. Oh, and by the way, kink box with a trashy Southern accent. That'd be all right. That'd be all right. Although, if those of you that have been longtime Radio Tiki listeners, and we are now in we just had our 9th anniversary, and we're into the start of year 10 of Radio Tiki. Those of you in the earliest days might recall that I had a fetish for the English accent, and there's a fair few ladies that fit right squarely in the old kink box here that also have an English accent. I just want to put that out there. Not the least of which is my own beautiful wife, whose accent is changing slightly. I don't know if you guys heard that when you talked to her. Did you hear her accent? Her cadence is a little bit different now. But because now she's 37, which means she's in my kink box, and she's getting an accent. So,
okay.
Let's see. Back to Beaver Fever. No, I'm sorry, Snappy. Fortunately, I haven't got myself in any odd situation except for that which attorneys are needed, and those are just not funny. Speaking of not funny, remember how I told you about getting the citation for operating an aquatic vessel with no license? Well, I went in front of the judge and gave him the pathetic story about moving around after the divorce and wanting to save money and getting it put on my license, yada, 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 hoping he wouldn't ask the date of the divorce, and he let me go! Woohoo! Congratulations, Snappy. So to celebrate, I put the boat in the water that afternoon with a beer in hand, just reveling in my conquest of the system, when, as I was returning home, I ran over a stump in the water and screwed up the prop on my motor. Have you ever rowed a boat with a good buzz? It's not that fun. Glad to hear you guys on doing the show. Hope to hear more. Listener Snappy. And I think there was a follow-up later on, but we'll have to see. And we've got a little something here from our pal in Honolulu. He likes to say that his name is Electric Bee now, Electric Bamboo, but we all remember him as Kai Hentai. Shoots Kai Hentai. Guys, thanks for coming back on the air. Maurice, thanks for recommending that Sounds album years earlier. Since I wouldn't have tried that first album with Hurt You, quote-unquote, on it, because of it, I might had to get some Bell and Sebastian next. Plus, please recommend more albums, even if you don't do a full review. Would love to hear what you're listening to. Glad to hear Brad was back on the last show. Hope he gets to try his new Lifetime Primo beer, formerly the PBR. Oh, let me try that again. I hope he gets to try in his Lifetime Primo beer, formerly the PBR of Hawaii, now in some small microbrew thing, I think. Also, I think you guys should get on the Facebook thing. Well, it's out there. As it might be able to create a chat with readers quicker, as you can notify us really, really fast that you're doing a show. You know what? I barely can keep up with Facebook as it is. So, I'm also wondering what your work status is. Maurice, did you get a new type of career? And career in quotes there. Tom, I think, is still he is. Jeff, I hope you are at the USPS still, because I have to say that the service is seriously improved in my area, and by default, you're the only postal person I can think of, so thank you.
Yeah, okay, you're welcome. It was all me. I admit it.
There you go. It's all
personally.
Jeff.
I found out where you were living and heard the service was bad, so I got on it.
Strangled the guy with his own grass skirt and took over his route is what you did.
No.
As for me, as I wait for new shows from Radio Tiki, thankfully I have the Smodcast from the View Askew-niverse, which I would guess is something from the Kevin Smith people. Yes.
Sounds like.
I guess there's a Kevin Smith podcast.
I don't know.
Yeah, there is.
And then there's the Office Show Discussion podcast. Let's see. Anyway, take care. Glad you're back. Shoots Kuzos, Electric Bamboo, or we know him as Kai Hentai. That's the other that I don't want to say discourages me about Radio Tiki, as we aren't able to do it as often as we used to. There was a time, and it was as recently as 5 or 4 years ago, that we were still the best thing out there. And now John Cleese does a weekly podcast. You know, Kevin Smith does a monthly podcast. How am I supposed to keep up with that? These are shows that I actually want to even listen to. So, the hell?
Everyone's doing it.
I know, it's very discouraging. Let's see. Oh, here was the follow-up from Listener Snappy. Let me put this back out here. Guys, I do have a story to relay. It is a groaner. Forgot to mention this. Taking my daughter back to her mom's place. We had a great weekend together. As we were leaving, oh, God, I know that. I read this. Okay. As we were leaving, her dog, which is a miniature schnauzer, ran out the front door and into the woods. I tried to help round up the dog. As I was frustrated, we were in a hurry. We just let her go and decided the dog would come back later. I took off down the road, and about 50 feet from the drive, felt the smallest of bumps, and I looked in the rearview mirror, and, of course, the worst had happened. I had run over the dog, and am in disbelief, of course. My daughter... Did one of you just die? Are you all right?
No.
No?
What was that noise?
Okay, Tom. Pink elephants.
I heard it too, Tom. But I don't know what it was. It wasn't me. I don't know.
Wasn't me.
It's the ghost in the machine.
All right, man. Anyway, I ran over my daughter's dog, and, of course, she's hysterical. The dog is flipping around on the road like a rag doll. I jumped out to see if I could help the dog, and, of course, she bit me, as if to say, see you in hell, asshole. She literally took off the pad of my middle finger on my right hand. So here I stand bleeding with a dead dog in the road, a hysterical child in the car, which is still running in the road, and now a neighbor waiting to get by in the road to go to their home. A few hours later, I find myself in the ER yet again. They did basically what I had already done an hour later, except for pouring alcohol on the bite. Anyway, I believe I'm not getting my Father of the Year nomination anytime soon. On a positive note, I have a new nephew who is healthy and huge. Love the last show. Glad to hear all of you doing well. Wish you guys and all the loyal listeners good luck in this economy, and hope none of the Tiki family gets laid off, fired, or even cut back. No, dude, that shit happened to us like 3 years ago when Maurice got cut from Motorola. We were Radio Tiki, as usual, was ahead of the game. Maurice got cut from Motorola, and I got kicked out of the country for the same reason. So we got that shit taken care of.
Downsized.
That's right. From listener Nick. I'm just going to say listener Nick. Today, though I'm normally unperturbed by my singleness for the past few months, I walked by some squirrels engaged in a mating ritual and felt the pang of jealousy. Later, I asked a little old lady at the grocery store why she wasn't out enjoying the beautiful weather with her friends. Her response was, I'd love to, but they're all dead. Anyway, I'm enjoying the shows, as always, listener Nick. That was almost like a listener Amy kind of mail. That was almost that almost had
except more lucid.
Yeah, it was almost like a Jim's journal. You get a Jim's journal feel out of it. Like normally I'm unperturbed, but then I saw some squirrels fucking, and then I saw a little old lady in the grocery store and asked her why she wasn't out at the weather, and she said I'd love to, but they're all dead. Oh God. Let's see what else we got. Oh, and then just a couple of helpful listeners. One communicated, I think, directly to Maurice and the show, and then a couple got to me. 3 or 4 people all at once told us that the iTunes podcast was no longer working, and Maurice took care of it. Mm-hmm. So the only reason I even bring it up is because in about 12 hours, less than that, in about 12 hours, I had Maurice had one email from the listener that emailed directly to the show, and then there were 3 or 4 people through Facebook and working as well. So it does one's heart good to know that people are still listening to the stream, even though we don't do it as often as we should, and they care enough to tell us that the stream is not working, which is also good. Mm-hmm. So like I said, it's a bit of a boring inside back office kind of thing, but the fact that everybody was on top of that is an homage to the greatness of the show, and we appreciate it. So thank you very much. And I think that's all I've got in the inbox. I got something in here from Maurice that says name dropping. What's this?
What was that?
Oh, some guy who wrote a book about the downfall of the record industry.
Oh, that was a while ago.
Yeah, Carson Daly mentioned Steve Dahl and Disco Demolition. Oh, there we go. That's what that is. So, thus endeth the mailbag. Not too shabby. and we're nearing the end of the second hour here of the Great Radio Tiki Experiment. You know what I did want to bring up is I'm very excited for baseball to be back, and Jeff and I had a little bit of a mini discussion this week in email about the World Baseball Classic, or we were involved in one because one of our friends, Dan, is fairly passionate, I think, about it as well. So I wanted to hit Maurice with this as a sort of an objective third party. I don't know if you saw the emails, Maurice, but
yes.
You're not a gigantic baseball fan. Certainly not as into baseball as Jeff or myself might be, and even we are not the hugest of baseball fans. Do you notice that the World Baseball Classic is happening?
I knew because I'm paying attention to the Cubs spring training somewhat, and they mention it occasionally, like Fukudome is playing for Japan. So,
yes, as he should be.
Yeah, so I mean, they occasionally bring him up. They don't really mention much about it usually. I mean, there's an offhand comment here or there, like what team, just won last night or whatever. But yeah, I'm not really paying attention to the International League deal thing. But I'm aware that it exists and they're playing.
See, I worry. Well, not worry. I thought a little bit more about what we were talking about, and Jeff mentioned that it seemed like the coverage might even be less in the States, and it may be. I noticed that there's more coverage outside of the States because I have that perspective now. But I think that Jeff has a point in that it's just not. I think nobody cares. I mean, and there was something. Who was it? Was it Jeff or Dan? So I think Jeff said something like, "I'd be annoyed if one of my favorite players got injured during this nothing tournament."
Yep.
And I think I agree with that. In fact, I think there's a couple guys from the White Sox that are playing for America, and I think one guy from the White Sox was actually going to Australia as well, but he's a double-A or single-A guy. But besides Fukudome, is there anybody else in the Cubs affected by the WBC?
A couple.
Yeah, there might be.
The backup catcher, Henry Blanco, is playing.
I think
he's playing for Mexico.
I think he was Dominican.
Dominican Republic. Yeah, there's at least one guy playing for Dominican Republic.
There's a couple people here and there.
The thing is, and I get this a lot from the Brits. I love baseball. I'm not somebody that will follow every game of every team, but I follow my hometown's teams, and I do that because I can no longer get baseball, so it's become more visible to me as I have left home. But the people here don't really understand baseball, so I understand and applaud MLB's efforts to promote baseball all over the world. Because the one thing that we do get is we get a ton of shit for calling it the World Series when nobody else in the world plays but America. And see, that joke doesn't come up too often in the States. In fact, it's really not heard of. But over here, every fall, and I've now had my third autumn over here, that makes the rounds. America's playing its World Series again, which they invite no one but themselves to. I mean, it's a huge joke that we call it the World Series. So I understand that MLB wants to up the image of baseball. I just don't know how successful they're going to be. It seems like there's a few more teams playing, but I don't know. Just seems like they've got other things they could be spending their money on.
Yeah.
And it's just me. But similarly, my neighbor down the street is he's on the English traveling cricket team. And here's a guy. It's a little bit more grassroots. It's a little bit more homespun. But basically, he plays for the English national team, but in the traveling Goodwill League. So basically, he has a day job. Mm-hmm. He's got a job that he does, but his role is to go around and promote cricket in places where there's no cricket, but maybe somebody's indicated there might be a small interest. So he had to take 2 weeks out of his life, go to Mozambique, and I read the news article about this. Basically, they cut the lawn in front of the village hall and poured some sand in a strip in the front of it and created a cricket pitch just so that the English team could play the Mozambique locals in cricket to promote the idea of international cricket in Africa. Other than former English colonies, there's not a lot of people playing cricket. But if you compare cricket to baseball side by side, they're very similar, and they have, the part of you that loves baseball would love cricket. The part of you that hates baseball and the slow, annoying pauses and delays and while people fart around with their crotch and change their batting glove and all that, they also have that crap in cricket too, except they call it tea time or darkness. So, they will literally pause the game. The whole game will pause for an hour while everybody has a meal. And then everybody comes back and the game continues. And then if the game is still going on at the end of the day, they'll pause because it's too dark to play anymore. And they'll come back the next day and keep playing. So other than that, they both have the same, long delays of, I'm glad I'm here in the sun enjoying a beer, followed by moments of sheer terror and excitement. That in that regard, baseball and cricket are the same. And in fact, the skills are pretty much the same. So, I see these guys putting their lives out of whack to promote cricket all over the world. And then I think, well, maybe we should give the WBC a chance. I just hope it goes well and nobody gets hurt, because I'll be really pissed off if a real player gets hurt from playing his real team. That'll be annoying. So, when does home openers aren't in April now? They're the end of March, right?
Oh no, it's pushed back a little bit because of the WBC.
Yeah, they extended spring training.
Cubs open, I believe, in Houston on April 7th.
Oh. That's that's the story I read, that baseball was off a week. I thought it was off a week to my advantage, but it's off a week to my disadvantage.
No.
Fuck. All right, that's fine. It's just I'm going through a little bit of a baseball thing right now. Yeah. It's also with spring training, I only get some of the radio. They only have games.
Yeah, they only play some of the radio. Yeah.
And you know what? For the Cubs, I want Pat and Ron, but it's like Pat doesn't even bother. Ron doesn't even bother for spring training. I think they just cart him up to Chicago. So it's not even fun listening to the spring training for the Cubs, because it's a bunch of players that I've never heard of that aren't going to be with the team, when they finally do come up to Chicago. And then the White Sox, it's awkward because Steve Stone didn't want to do the radio show anymore. He wanted to do TV. So they had to flip-flop broadcasters. So I've got that awkwardness. So my spring training is ruined, and it's all WBC screwed up. So there we go. There's my beef.
Tom's beef.
It wasn't so much of a beef, really. It's half-assed. I'm getting old. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Should we pause the festivities there for another month? Should we try to come back again, hopefully end of March, beginning of April?
Beginning of April's bad.
What do you got going on?
Going back to New Orleans.
Yeah.
Going back to New Orleans.
Yes.
You and the lovely?
Yes.
Is there an event, or is it just another holiday? Just
spring break again. We were only there. We weren't there long enough last time, so we're going back. And it's another free train trip. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
There you
go. When are you going?
The week before Easter is her spring break. April 4th-ish to the 9th-ish.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to be in Scotland on vacation anyway.
Oh,
there
I'm going to Scotland. I'm going to Scotland April 3rd through April 8th. Yeah. So there we go. We can try do one maybe just after that. Have ourselves a little show, and we'll have baseball to talk about as well.
Yeah. Yes.
So, and by that time, they won't both be mathematically eliminated. It'll all be fun.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, then we'll pause there. and you guys get to enjoy your evening, and I'm going to get to go to bed.
There you go.
So, Maurice, happy birthday on Tuesday.
Thank you.
And you've been enjoying the Great Radio Tiki Experiment. This was the 9th anniversary edition, and our show for March. If we can get another one in before March is out, we'll try. But if not, looks like we're talking about after Jeff and I come back from vacation. And Maurice is an international man of mystery, so we just have to catch him whenever he's available. Until then, be sure to check out the website, www.radiotiki.com, and please email us at radio@radiotiki.com. That's radio@radiotiki.com.
Don't forget.
And be sure to indicate.
Oh, I was sorry. I ran over you. You were going to say it. I wasn't sure if you were going to say it. But yeah, don't forget to put listener mail in the subject. That helps us out a lot.
Well, not only does it help us out a lot, it will probably get dumped without it. just going to put it out there. Just going to tell you, it's going to get dumped without.
Right, unless it's an email address that we all recognize from a regular listener. You know, if you're a new listener, please do put listener mail because if we don't recognize it, it probably gets dumped. But
and don't count too strenuously on that regular listener email.
Even then, it may still get dumped. Yes, true.
Yeah, you really got to indicate it to us somehow, some way. Also, there was a big slew of you that started following me on Twitter, so I try to put up some Twitters once in a while. I don't do it as often as media personalities would, but I do tweet, and I'm also on Facebook, so you can find me there. Until we do the next one, thank you, and good night.
All right, that's good enough.
Is Maurice able to reinsert "Follow Your Bliss" when you end it that way, even though we talk over it?
Probably not. No, I mean because there's no way to filter out the "Follow Your Bliss" that's in there while we're talking.
Yeah.
So
what do you do? What would you just fade that out at the end there?
Yeah, I mean, I wherever it cuts out, I can do a fade. I don't think I have been doing a fade, but
so you just like when Jeff goes, "That's good enough," that stays on the tape.
It depends on what exactly is said. If Jeff says, if it stops, then Jeff says that's good enough. If it sounds like it could be funny, I leave it. But sometimes I just cut it, because he'll usually not there'll be a brief pause between when he stops the music and when he says something. So that's usually where I cut it. Well, but sometimes when we have some witty banter at the end, I leave it in.
The problem is, to make it work, I have to just have it barely a sliver above zero volume to make it work. So there is no fading it out.
Yeah, that's really
right.
It's difficult.
Oh, I wasn't talking about Jeff fading it out. I was talking about when Maurice
you're saying me add a fade at the end. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying it would be a lot easier for everyone involved if I were able to fade it out, but I'm not.
Yeah, that's all right.